This is Michael Good from ReaperTrades.com, and this is OPXA, Opexa Therapeutics. And it is beautiful to me like almost nothing else. This is like seeing Helen of Troy bathing. It is just indescribably beautiful to me, this chart. When we take a look at the multi-day chart, we see something incredible. It had a big spike at the beginning of August here. Intraday high of 285, then dropped back down. Today it gapped up huge, about 60%, 70% on news of very successful phase 2 drug trials. Now they have a new vaccine for MS. It's a treatment vaccine, sort of like Provenge by Dendreon for prostate cancer. So it's given not to prevent the disease, but to treat it as it occurs. And MS, if you don't know, multiple sclerosis, debilitating disease, relatively small population of people with a few million worldwide. The standard treatments for it are biologics, such as beta-seron, also Avonex, Rebif. They all work by sort of suppressing the immune system. And they also carry huge price tags, about $20,000 a year. So this is a very lucrative industry. And the results of this phase 2 trial were very significant. They showed significant improvement in both disability and in terms of the number of outbreaks of symptoms. So very good news. It gapped up. We know in the past that this can be a runner, especially on news, because in August it ran from about 75 cents up to 285. So as soon as you saw this on pre-market watch list, and I should have done this, I just didn't, you should have brought up the multi-day chart and said, oh my gosh, 285 is a huge point. If it can break that, that's a huge technical breakout. And it did break that rather quickly, right here or so. And it looks from this, I can't tell exactly, but it looks from this like it touched 285 or just below it or just above it a couple times. Third time was a charm and it broke definitively above that, and then it never looked back. If you had traded it with, say, a 30, well, if you'd traded it with, say, a 30 or even 50 cent trailing stop, you would have gotten stopped out somewhere around here. So it would have been very hard to get the full move today. You'd have had to trade it very loose, which, not knowing exactly what would happen, you probably wouldn't have done. So the way to do it would be to trade it with maybe 5% trailing stop. Then you catch it up to about 375, drops back down. When it breaks 4 here, try buying again when it breaks a new high, and have a stop. You probably would have gotten stopped out. You would have tried to get back in here, in which case you would have gotten the huge move. So to actually trade this profitably would have been hard, at least to get the full move. But there's no excuse for me and you, anybody who is following my blog, to miss this stock. It was a pre-leader, it's up on big news, and it was breaking over a huge technical resistance point at 285 here. So it's just a shame. You can see from my trades here today that I actually bought it right as it broke above 3, and I sold it quickly because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's up over 85% on the day. It can't keep going up. Yeah, great idea, Michael. I should have looked at the multi-day chart to realize just how important this break was, and to realize that it is a huge runner, has run huge in the past. If I had done that, I would have made some money. Instead, I'm down on the day. So other stupid trades. Merck was shorting in response to Timothy Sykes Tim Alert sell. XI tried the red to green. It didn't work out. It was still a good trade on my part. Should have had a slightly tighter stop maybe, but I can't complain. GTN, I was too slow. It was another beautiful one today. I called it perfectly. When I saw it gap above the resistance point, I should have just got in right at the beginning of the market instead of waiting for strength. And it hit a high of over 140. So that's it for the trade recap for today. Thanks very much. I'll see you next time.